Hi, Ryu here. I'm a UX designer and also a founder of Real World UX. Today, I wanted to cover this topic: how I moved my LLC from California to Arizona. Okay, let's dive in. Here's my user journey with 11 steps. Let's take a closer look one by one. Keep in mind though that different states will likely have different requirements. Step 1. Initial research. It gave me 3 options. Option 1. Transfer an LLC from one state to another for a permanent move. Option 2. Keep an old LLC and register in a new state as a foreign entity. Option 3. Dissolve an old LLC and create a new one for a fresh start. I went with option 1. I also found out that this is called domestication. Step 2. Identified responsible organization in both California and Arizona. I knew that California side was California Secretary of State. Arizona side was called Arizona Corporation Commission. Step 3. Contacted both organizations over the phone and identified required documents and steps. I called California Secretary of State and asked requirements on California side if there's anything that I had to do to move out my LLC from California. It turned out that there's nothing except dissolving my LLC once it's domesticated in a new state. Then I called Arizona Corporation Commission and asked requirements to move in my LLC to Arizona. They said that I had to submit statement of domestication form, but it turned out that I also had to submit articles of organization. So here are the full requirements that I needed to submit to Arizona Corporation Commission in order to transfer my California LLC. File a statement of domestication. File articles of organization with member structure attachment and statutory agent acceptance form. Pay a total of $100 filing fee by check. Send everything via traditional mail to Arizona Corporation Commission. Step 4. Subscribe to an agent service. In order to file articles of organization in Arizona, I had to get a new agent in Arizona. I subscribed to an agent service called Zen Business. Their cost was $99 per year and they are quite responsive. Step 5. Subscribe to a UPS mailbox. In order to protect my privacy, I subscribed to UPS mailbox as an address for my LLC. UPS mailbox service fee varies based on region. In my case in Arizona, it was $262 for the first year. In California, the same service was $599. Step 6. Submitted my LLC filing to Arizona Corporation Commission. Here's Arizona Statement of Domestication form. It's a 2-page form. On page 1, Domesticating entity name. I entered my LLC name. 1.1. Domesticating entity jurisdiction of organization. I entered California. 1.2. For domesticating entity type, I entered LLC. 1.3. Domesticating entity original date of incorporation organization. I entered the date I filed my LLC in California. 2. Domesticated entity name. I entered my LLC name. 2.1. Domesticated entity jurisdiction of organization. I entered Arizona. 2.2. Domesticated entity type. I checkmarked Arizona LLC. On page 2 at the bottom, I entered entity name, which is my LLC name, signed with a date, printed my name and title. As for the title, I made a mistake by typing it initially as founder, which was the reason my initial filing got rejected. This had to be member instead, as written in member structure attachment of articles of organization. Here's articles of organization. It's a 2-page form. On page 1, entity type. I selected limited liability company. 2. Entity name. I entered my LLC name. 3. I left it blank as my LLC was not professional limited liability company. 4. Statutory agent for service of process. 4.1. I entered statutory agent name address that I got from Zen Business. 4.2. I checkmarked as the mailing address of statutory agent is the same as physical address. 5. Principal address. 5.1. I selected No, as the Arizona principal address for my business is different from the address of the statutory agent. 5.2. I entered my principal address for my business. 7. I checkmarked as my LLC is member-managed LLC. At the bottom of the form, I signed with a date and entered my printed name. Here's member structure attachment. 1. Entity name. I entered my LLC name. 2. Members. I entered my name with my business address. Here's statutory agent acceptance form. I sent this form to Zen Business, had them fill out and sign, then send it back to me. This was pretty quick turnaround with a day or two. Arizona Corporation Commission also asked me to attach this cover sheet per document. Step 7. My filing got rejected. As I mentioned earlier, I put founder initially for my title instead of member, and my filing got rejected. This had to be member. Step 8. Resubmitted my LLC filing. I corrected my mistake and resubmitted my filing. Step 9. My filing got accepted. Yay! Step 10. Notified agent about the acceptance. Once my filing was accepted by Arizona Corporation Commission, I notified Zen Business so that they were able to close a loop on their end as my agent. Step 11. Dissolved my California LLC. This was a simple online process and it was pretty quick. Learnings along the way. LLC tax. The good thing about LLC in Arizona compared to California is that you don't have to pay for LLC annual tax of $800 like in California. For a small business, this is a huge saving by itself. Employer identification number that I obtained from IRS was nothing to do with my LLC move. There was no single online system that handled LLC move from one state to another. Things I did on each state were totally disconnected with each other. Forms in Arizona were paper-based, and the filing was via a traditional mail. I wish if there were a single interstate online system that allowed me to simply select my old California LLC, then select a state that I'd like to move my LLC into, and complete everything online. Ideally with online chat support as well, so that I can ask questions along the way. But that might be a tough ask, as each state operates independently in the US. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you like it, please like and subscribe. Feel free to put any comments, suggestions, and questions. If you haven't downloaded my UX resource map or prototype resource map Lite, go ahead and download those from the link below. Okay, I see you in the next video.